This is a Dragon Blazer production.
Coming soon to a podcast near you.
Center.
I'm sorry, he's very eccentric.
I want one.
No.
If you can make God bleed, people will cease to believe in him. They will be blood in the water. And the sharks will come. All I have to do is sit here and watch as the world will consume you.
Our priority is to get the Iron Man weapon turned over to the United States of America.
I am Iron Man. The suit and I are one.
Contrary to popular belief, I know exactly what I'm doing.
What?
What I saw you do to Tony Stark on that track, wow. You need my resources.
I want to make Iron Man look like an antique.
This whole lone gunslinger act's unnecessary. You don't have to do this alone.
I hope you're ready.
Come on! Mr. Stark displays textbook narcissism. Agreed? Now!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Coming Soon to a Podcast Near You. I'm, of course, your host, Stevie Blaze, and here is my co-host, as always, ex-War Machine, Xavier.
Hello, and as always, I will never forget to mention a little mascot. As always, there's always Todo Shodoroki. I am Xavier, and then apparently a ex-War Machine.
Yeah, because your name's Xavier X War Machine.
I thought you were just doing a play on words with the fact that you called me a War Machine in Iron Man 1.
Oh yeah, totally. That's exactly why I thought of it. I totally remembered that we called you that in the first Iron Man. Yes. Sure thing.
And of course, we are finally halfway through the first phase of the MCU, which, if I did my math correctly, we should be able to get the last one, which is the Avengers Assemble, if you will. Somewhere in not November, but February of 2023. Either that or January. January, February.
Gotcha. Well, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I did not do a very great job at taking notes, so we're just going to try to bullshit our way through this.
I got notes though.
You got notes?
You got notes for Scott Pilgrim, and I didn't. Now, I have notes, but you don't. Lovely. It's a parallel.
I have some notes, just I didn't take a lot of notes.
Yeah.
The first note I have is I love the dancing girls with Iron Man inspired outfits at the Stark Expo. They all had their little arc reactors and like the little lights on their hands and stuff. Thought that was awesome.
Oh man, I plan to keep saying I need to stop doing that. I plan to enter into recording this with the Iron Man mask that I wore for your for the thing that you did for Iron Man 1.
Mm-hmm.
Or basically did a weird robot dance shake thingy. Okay.
Right. Then we have Tony Stark makes Pepper Potts the CEO because Tony Stark believes that he is dying, which he is. He's dying in this movie. I believe it's the arc reactor is poisoning him, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, palladium. Not palladium. Is it palladium? Yeah, it's palladium.
Something like that. This is also the first appearance of Black Widow, which is impressive. Most impressive.
It was known as Natalie Rushman.
Rushman, yeah. I actually forgot that she was introduced in Iron Man 2.
That's one of the few things I remember about Iron Man 2, actually.
Yeah.
Is that Nick Fury and Natalie Rushman was introduced.
No, Nick Fury was shown on one of the after credit scene. He was in the after credit scene of Iron Man, yeah. But they introduced Black Widow. They introduced Elon frickin' Musk is in this movie. He shows up at a party, which was odd.
I don't know. I don't know about Elon Musk to really judge that.
He's risked and he wants to start a colony on Mars.
Oh.
The first fight with Whiplash was really cool at the car racing. That was pretty neat, I thought. Whiplash whipping his whips out all over the place and just like cutting cars down with his whips.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Not sure how he uses those without killing himself.
I don't know. He's probably really good with a whip. Or are you talking about the palladium?
Huh?
Are you talking about how the weapon's not like whiplashing him, or?
I'm saying that it's kind of impressive that he is whipping around and stuff, and then not actually the whips aren't whacking him and murdering himself. Saying he's good with them and impressive.
I don't know how to feel about the villain. First off, I don't remember his name. I know that
Ivan Drago, I think it is.
Yeah, this is another one of those movies that feels like there's two antagonists, and personally, I feel more invest. I feel like when there's an antagonist in a film or story segment arc or whatever, I have a feeling of either I want to feel something towards the villain, like whether it be loathing or sympathy or something like that. I didn't really feel much of anything for this guy. The most you can really sense from him is like at the beginning where I don't know, his grandfather or his father or something died while watching a Iron Man thing. And he I guess he hates Iron Man. So,
well, I believe they explained that Tony Stark's father, I think, fired he worked with Ivan's father, and I think fired him, and he lost the all and got deported to Russia. So Ivan's whole arc is getting revenge for what Tony Stark's father did to his father.
Oh.
So he has motivation.
So it's kind of like a Broly style motivation.
I guess, yeah. Well, his father was a scientist and worked with Howard Stark, and then Ivan is also a scientist. But yeah, so that was his storyline. So yeah, he ends up going to prison, and then Justin Hammer, the stupid idiot, decides to break this guy out that went around and killed a bunch, or tried to kill a bunch of people at a racetrack, and thought, this is the guy I need on my team.
What could possibly go wrong?
I will say that the snarkiness, the uppity bullshit Sam Rockwell is amazing as Justin Hammer. I really liked his character.
Yeah, he was what I mentioned earlier is like that I want to feel something towards a villain. This is the character that I felt something. I felt like a sense of loathing, but in a sense where like I was invested on taking this guy down. I didn't really feel much of anything toward what's his name. I feel like he was kind of like a flavoring to the other. I don't remember names very well. So yeah, I don't really feel much of anything toward the actual antagonist, but he felt like salt on the other guy, and yes, the snarkiness was. I feel like okay, the other. I don't. This is awkward because I don't remember their names, and I don't want to bring him up as the Russian dude, the guy.
Ivan Drago or Whiplash. Okay. Go with Whiplash. It's easier to remember.
Okay, Whiplash. So Ivan or Whiplash. He also had some snark to him as well.
Drago. I said Drago. That's. I believe that's. I believe that's Rocky. No, his name's Ivan Vanko. Vanko, not Drago. I am so sorry. Yeah, Ivan Vanko Whiplash. And he's played by Mickey Rourke.
Sorry. On a separate note, you know what we could have also done for the comic book movies?
What's that?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, yeah, but Scott Pilgrim's great.
It is, yeah. I don't regret watching Scott Pilgrim. So yeah, continue on with the synopsis. I've given my 2 cents about the antagonist of this movie.
All right.
Or antagonists.
So we got Rhodey finding out that Iron Man is dying, and then Vanko meets with Justin Hammer.
Did we ever actually like go into how Ivan knew about Tony's condition?
I don't think Ivan did.
He mentioned like palladium's not good for the blood.
Then it's because he's a scientist and he just knew the effects of it, not necessarily that he was probably able to predict Iron Man's not doing well because he is a scientist and knows what palladium does. So that would be just a scientific theory, not so much that he knew. Makes sense?
I see. Kind of, but okay.
It's like if you know someone is constantly putting poison in them, you know that poison is probably taking effect. You may not know it for sure, but you know what the effects of that poison is.
Yes.
So Ivan sees these bunches of Iron Man suits, or sort of suits, that Hammer has, and so it just says his stuff is shit. He gets through his firewalls. Iron Man decides to throw a birthday party for himself, drunk as shit, in the Iron Man suit.
He was in the Iron Man suit.
He pees in the Iron Man suit. Rhodey is not happy and takes an Iron Man suit. Iron Man calls him War Machine. That is the name that he gets. And I like the little bit of foreshadowing. They shot their beams at each other, which is like a Dragon Ball Z Kamehameha versus any other beam, the Gatling gun.
Gatling gun? The Gatling gun. Is what now?
I'm sorry, what's that called? What's
Gallic?
Why did I say Gatling? He's wearing a Gatling gun eventually, so I got confused.
It's like Galics or Daleks or whatever. Exterminate.
Okay. Final Flash Kamehameha. Whenever those blasts get together, I guess they don't explode. That's what it kind of reminded me of. Is two light beams from Dragon Ball Z hitting each other. But that's definitely foreshadowing to how they defeat Whiplash later on in the
Speaking
movie.
of which, what even are those blasts? I don't like we were showing them in the first movie, but like what are they? Are they just like shots of
energy beam?
An energy beam, but like still. Are they just key blasts like in Dragon Ball Z? Are they drawing from their key?
I think it's just pure energy. I don't know. They don't really fully explain it. And now I just noticed something. You know what I should have done?
What?
I should have taken our Photoshop the scene where Tony Stark is on a donut and put it at the top of this. Eating donuts in the Iron Man suit.
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
This is also the scene where Iron Man finds, they know that he's dying. Iron Man finds out that Natasha Rushman is Natasha Romanoff, the Black Widow.
Natalie, you mean?
Yeah, Natalie, sorry.
There's a difference.
Then we get Whiplash telling Justin Hammer get pissed off at Whiplash because Whiplash is like, no, these are drones. Drones are better. And all I want to say is, drones are better. Drones, we'll get to it. We'll talk more about those drones later. But according to Whiplash, drones are better.
You ever watched Terminator? I haven't, but I know that. I know there are films at least that depict robots as, I don't know, going out of control of humans to exterminate the humans.
Well, that's not what happens here, but anyways, yeah, no. Although, now that you mention it, Terminator's the one that you're going to have to watch. I hope we get to it sometime.
Oh, dear.
Except for, I don't know if it's on any platform.
Do you own the movie?
Not sure. Maybe.
Interesting.
Rhodey brings the War Machine, or the Iron Man suit, to the military, and Justin Hammer adds really shitty weapons to it. Well, I'd say the Gatling gun's fine, but the ex-wife was absolute shit.
I feel like that's the point.
Yeah.
Like the ex-wife was a piece of garbage. So yeah, there's that. Not all ex-wives are garbage. I'll bring that up. But this one was a total deadbeat.
Yeah. Then we have Iron Man watching video of his father, giving him the clue that the his map is like a nucleus, I guess. And he learns the secrets how to fix his issues.
His dying problem.
His slight dying problem.
Yes.
Iron Man has dying problems later in the future, but that's later. He tries to talk to his CEO, Pepper Potts, and apologize by giving her strawberries, which is the only thing she's allergic to. And then sees the model, Howard Stark's model, and takes it.
And oh yeah, I mean, there's that too. He also kind of forgot something. Um, when he when he when he when he realized that the strawberries, okay, like Pepper left the room, he took the strawberries and threw them in the ground. There was a big mess. You know who's going to be cleaning that up? Certainly not Tony Stark, and certainly not Pepper, who's allergic to them.
Right.
He just left a big old mess there. But he found the map.
Did you figure out who Coulson was in this movie? He shows up a little bit more in this one.
Coulson?
Agent Coulson?
Like the guy from Superman?
No.
I don't know.
Agent Coulson. Okay, so do you remember the scene where Iron Man is talking to the guy who is put on babysitting duty on him, and they find the Captain America shield and he uses it as a weight or something to prop something up?
Oh yeah.
That's Agent Coulson, the person that's on babysitting duty.
Oh yeah. Forgot about him.
Yeah, that's who I told you. He was in the first movie too.
Hmm.
He's Agent Coulson. He's a kind of a big. He's not the. He's one of the big members of Shield. Next we have the scene with Justin Hammer. Justin Hammer is also. I like how you use the arc reactor and not his new thing.
I was looking for the new thing, but I don't know. The Google Images is a little weird. I didn't know how to search for the new thing. Like I just looked for a heart arc reactor. Blah, art reactor, and I got that. Pointing at the screen.
I think
that's where my phone's at.
It probably looks better actually the way it is, but I just noticed. So then we have Justin Hammer showing off the Army machines, the Navy machines, and I just wanted to point out what is up with these movies, and your geniuses are like super charismatic and eccentric. I've seen Elon Musk, and he's not nearly as and he's like supposed to be like a genius and stuff, but he's not nearly as charismatic and eccentric. He shows up, he comes out like dancing around, like, hey, boom, I'm gonna show you all these death machines. Woo! And they cheer. Anyways, so then we get Iron Man showing up and seeing Rhodey, and then lo and behold, the villain of the movie is able to hack and take over every single thing, including War Machine. What a surprise, Justin Hammer.
You know, I like to believe that none of this would have happened if he got his bird.
That's true. That's probably true. Then we get Natasha Romanoff, the Black Widow, having a slight friendly chat with Justin Hammer to find out No, she's pretty much Black Widow here.
You said Natasha.
Yeah, Natasha Romanoff. That's her.
She's Natalie.
That was the code name. That's yeah. Natalie is not her real name. It's Natasha.
Oh. All right, carry on.
Okay.
I don't believe you.
You don't believe me.
I don't believe you. I think you're lying to me.
Natalie Rushman, Natasha Romanoff. Her real name is Natasha Romanoff. She's a
You're
Black
a
Widow.
liar.
Don't look on IMDb. Shut up. Anyways, and so Iron Man and Rhodey start fighting the drones, and actually, no, he fights Rhodey too. And then we get the badass scene of Black Widow beating the crap out of a bunch of dudes, and Happy Hogan getting excited because he finally takes out one guy, and then sees that the entire hallway is littered with dudes that Natasha beat the crap out of.
And I mean, Happy's not really the type of guy like fight a bunch of. That's not his character. That's not really his thing.
The funny part about it is
like
he clearly doesn't realize that Natasha. He's been working with Natasha, but he doesn't know the skills of Natasha. He doesn't know how much of a badass she is. So he thinks that she needs his help and that she shouldn't go alone. So he gets all excited because he finally takes one guy out and doesn't realize, oh wait, this girl is amazing.
I mean, still, if you think about it, this guy did take down a trained soldier either way. Yes, she took out many, but
I'm just saying the scene's funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious. But we can't disregard Happy's ability to take down a trained guard.
Gotta give him that credit, huh? I mean, I'm sure he's slightly trained too, but he's not really much of a fighter. So then Natasha takes control of the War Machine suit, and Iron Man and Rhodey get to take out these drones. And yeah, these drones drop like flies. Just one blast of Iron Man's key blast, and they're out. And then he takes a bunch of them out with the laser thing.
Drones are better.
Oh
yeah, that the kid who stayed behind to fight against the drone, and they say he says drones are better, but you know what, drones could be a little faulty because it mistook a little kid wearing an Iron Man mask for Iron Man.
Right.
So drones are better until the mistakes although I guess I don't know, I don't think he really cares about little 10-year-olds.
No,
not really 10-year-olds, but like just little kids wearing a mask. But I thought that scene was pretty amazing though.
It was cool. The Iron Man versus and War Machine versus Whiplash scene was really cool. And like I mentioned earlier, they foreshadowed how they defeated them. They were getting their butts kicked, and then they managed to defeat him by doing a blast right in front of his face that exploded in front of him. And then Draco Whiplash decides to self-destruct and kill himself and all the drones, which is probably the only useful part of the drones, is to have them all explode. But I have one question. This very smart guy who has every intention of killing himself with these blasts, why is there a timer? There's all these movies, and this one makes even less sense because he's literally killing himself. It was a last-ditch effort to blow everything up. There's a timer, and Iron Man has enough time. Mind you, you're facing a guy who can fly very fast. So he has enough time to fly all the way to where Pepper Potts is, pick her up, and save her right before the blast explodes. Why was there a timer? Why would you even give Iron Man a chance to pay attention that, or to notice that that's about to explode everything.
Very mysterious. And more importantly, why is Pepper not
Yeah, why
not
is she
here
just staring
beeping?
at the beeping? Probably because she's probably looking at that beeping red dot and thinking, man, that's really dumb that it's just beeping like that, not just, exploding in my face.
Let's walk towards it. That'll be a that'll be a good idea.
Yeah, you know that he had enough time because they start shooting at Whiplash's face, and he had enough time to close his own lid before the speed of a bullet hits his face. But he thinks that that's enough time. Did he really want to kill Iron Man? Because giving Iron Man a chance to realize they're all about to explode was not the smartest move. Dronko is a dumbass. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, Pepper Potts, Iron Man stops her from quitting by kissing her. War Machine, the whole scene with War Machine was kind of funny.
That's the power of love.
That's right. And then we get the after credit scene of Agent Coulson fight, and they mentioned it earlier that he was on a new assignment. I believe it was in New Mexico, and they found Thor's hammer.
Yeah, after credit scene.
All right.
And again, Iron Man should have come first before Hulk.
All right. Well, I think it's time for our sponsor, and then we can talk more about Iron Man.
Sponsor time.
All right, and we are back. Hello.
But we are. Hello.
It's been such a long time since I've seen you. So let's talk more about Iron Man 2. So I guess first thing I want to ask you is, did you like Iron Man 2?
All right. Did I like Iron Man 2? I did actually. I thought it was a pretty decent movie. Oh yeah, as we move on, we gotta cycle in through with some sort of jingle. I mentioned this during the last podcast with Scott Pilgrim, but I got my ocarina out. Anyone who's ever played Legend of Zelda, I have not played Ocarina of Time or any of the other ones, but yeah, I don't know how to, I don't even know how to play that.
That was actually pretty good. Kind of impressed right now.
Yeah.
It was nice.
I
knew exactly what it was.
First time I've played this thing since, I don't know, probably since the first time I got it. I don't remember where I got it from. I think it was like a hand-me-down. It probably used to belong to my stepdad or something along those sorts.
Perhaps. I don't know.
Or it came from a toy store. I don't know, man. Got an ocarina here, and I love it so much, but I barely know how to play it. I have a recorder as well, actually. Also have a kazoo and a harmonica. I have two harmonicas. So I have a bunch of notes. Let's see. I mentioned I wrote down when Tony Stark said coconut and it tastes like coconut and metal. Coconut metal sounds like an interesting type of music.
Coconut metal?
Like a very like laid back kind of like drummy kind of feel with a bunch of like bass guitar sounds. Like coconut metal. What is that? What kind of music would that sound like? Also,
Like
Stan,
Bob Marley mixed with Disturbed.
maybe I
It's
don't
gonna
know who
be
Bob.
all right. Right.
All the people in the underground. Wow. Stan Lee did make an appearance. You almost miss him, but I did not. I saw
I
him in
did
the
miss him.
I I saw him in the crowd. Um bleh, what's his name? Tony Stark saw saw a bunch of people in the crowd and he's like mentioning them like, "Hey, I remember you. Hey, hey. Oh, hey, Larry." And Stanley was called Larry. He was at the expo.
The expo, not the birthday party.
He was at the expo. Speaking of the birthday party, though, I also wrote down why do these people at the party feel in any way safe? I'm sure they're drunk, but this guy can shoot laser beams, and he's drunk. He can shoot laser beams that can kill you, and he's drunk. And he's openly shooting bottles with them, which I guess he still has good aim, but he's drunk.
Well, son, let me explain how being drunk really makes you think of dumb things that are that you think are good ideas that are by no means good ideas.
I'm talking about the people at the party, though. Like
I know who you're talking
I'm sure,
about.
I'm sure whether or not they're also drunk.
I assure you,
That
they
drunk,
are also drunk.
I don't know. I feel like not all drunk people completely lose their sense of danger and caution.
Not all, but there's also people that like danger.
Well, what do I know? I've never been drunk.
Yeah,
God, I hope. God, I hope
me,
not.
me neither. Why you gotta give me that look? Have you ever seen me drunk?
I don't think so.
Well,
But
good.
I
Then
still find it hard to believe, though.
we can still believe it's true that I've never been drunk.
Also, Tony Stark throws away some personalized or whatever, some art that Pepper has, and she gets angry but completely forgets about it and doesn't mention it ever again after Tony says that he's made her the CEO.
Yeah, he just every once in a while just does something to get her to back off, like kiss her later.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well,
So
I
now we get
remember.
into the important stuff. No, wait, what are you saying?
I want to talk about how I felt about Iron Man
Okay.
2.
Yeah.
So I remember Iron Man 2 being one of the weaker entries in the MCU, which means I thought it wasn't super good. However, after rewatching it, it's still, I would say, one of my least favorites of the MCU. But I think that's more of I really like most of the things in the MCU. So the fact that it's my least favorite is kind of like, yeah, it's my least favorite, but like it's still great. It's still
Yeah.
pretty damn good.
So it's kind of like with our reactions to what was it? Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, it's still. Although I will say this, the lows of Attack of the Clones is way lower than the lows of this movie compared to the other
I think the
movies.
lows of that movie was its attempted love story. I'm not gonna say it's love story. It's an attempted love story. I liked Attack of the Clones. I liked its storyline and whatnot, but it had a very clear, not very good love story going on. I don't think any of the Star Wars movies really did that great with love stories.
No, Star Wars isn't really built on its love stories, but I'm just saying
Oh,
that
it is, but it's not very good. It's
I'm saying I liked this better than like Attack of the Clones.
right.
I mean, this was Attack of the Clones was legit kind of a bad movie, although I still enjoyed it because it's still Star Wars and I still love Star Wars. This, I don't even know if I'd consider this a bad movie. I think on a other franchise, this would be one of the better movies, maybe. You know, it's not bad. It's not a bad movie. It's I guess weak or bad compared to some of the highs that especially a lot of the other movies that we get. I
I mean,
still think I think Iron Man 1 is better by all accounts. This movie wasn't as bad as I thought I remembered it. Does that make sense?
I guess. Um, I guess if I can counteract a little bit, um, behind the terrible love story, Attack of the Clones still has in my opinion, a better villain. I've already given my 2 cents about how I feel about this villain, kind of being a little bland.
Okay. So and I'll give you that. Count Dooku was way better of a villain than Whiplash or Justin Hammer. Um, which is one of the reasons. Here's one of the problems with the MCU is they have a lot of weak villains. Like as great as their superheroes are and their main characters are, their villains are normally pretty weak.
I don't think I can really say. I think once we get into the next movie entry, which is Thor, I think at that point they have a really good villain. Like
Oh
the
yeah,
villain
he's
to
the
the
only
villain to
good one. That's why they keep using Loki.
like
Loki's the best villain in the MCU.
the villain to Thor. I really like Red Skull from Captain America, which is probably because I haven't watched a whole lot, well, at least not in a while. But I remember liking Red Skull. I remember liking the Winter Soldier. Of
See the
course,
one.
Thanos.
So
Thanos is pretty cool.
all three of those, with maybe the exception of Red Skull, are all become essentially heroes. They all grow and continue on in the MCU. But a lot of these villains are one shots. They're in their movies, they die at the end. Red Skull comes back and he doesn't like come back as a main character. I guess it's kind of redemption. He does give the was it the Soul Stone to in a way. He's not necessarily a villain
Spoilers.
later, but
Yeah, I know.
all those villains come back. The Winter Soldier becomes straight up a good guy. Loki practically becomes a good guy. Loki's more of a Loki's more like Vegeta and Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball.
He's a bit.
That's the second time we've mentioned Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
Also, I was trying to be vague because I really don't want to bring up a bunch of spoilers for later events that happen because I don't know that the possibilities are small but not zero of people watching this like before they watch like the later movies. I don't want to spoil it.
You're worried about spoiling their four fans.
Yes, I'm worried. I'm worried about think about the fans, the customers.
Two of them is probably us listening to it.
Well, of course I'm listening to it. Well, although most of the reason why I listen to them is to figure out the problems and how I can fix it. And most of my problems come from my cringe and the whole thing and how my mouth moves before my brain, essentially. That's always kind of the thing that happens with me. And that's probably why I tend to say things before. It's probably why I tend to say some really weird crap like Killjoy. I don't know why I thought of Killjoy when you asked me what kind of Darth name I would do. I don't know why I came up with half the names my brain literally, my brain was thinking, but my mouth came first before it thought, hey, this is a bad idea. You're on the internet. People are going to think you're weird.
Well, you are. So I mean,
I am weird.
I love you anyways. I love you. I love your weirdness actually. So it's fine. Um,
Speaking of which, I haven't thought of a cinemantra yet, and it's kind of something I need to be doing before we start recording.
I haven't thought of it either, but we'll figure it out. I figure it out last minute all the time.
Right.
But anyway, so yeah, the MCU's always had a villain problem. I'm looking forward to seeing when we first start seeing Thanos start being teased. So far, he hasn't been. I don't think he gets teased until phase 2. But I could be wrong.
I remember him being in the Avengers, the first Avengers movie, but again, we'll do this chronologically and we'll keep going at it.
So let's get your ranking of Iron Man 2. What was your ranking?
Nope. I was trying to do what was
Hot
it
cross
called?
buns.
No, not hot cross buns.
Hot
the Journey
cross
song.
Buns. Oh no, you're way off.
It's like the
separate
song.
ways.
Yeah, separate ways.
Here we stand. Broken hearts split it into
two.
All right.
I can sing a lot better when I try. Okay. I rate this movie as a 7.
7. I am close to that. I am 6.5 donut mans.
Drunken donut mans.
Drunken donut.
I give him 7 drunken.
He's not drunk anymore. He's dealing with a hangover at that point.
Right.
So, well, let's give our not IMDb. We do Rotten Tomatoes here.
Rotten Tomatoes. Tomatoes.
Let's do our Rotten Tomatoes scores. What do you think Rotten Tomatoes gave this movie? For
Rotten Tomato. Let's see. I think critics would give this like an 80, and audience a 91.
See, I know that I've always heard that this movie was considered one of the weaker ones in the MCU. So I'm thinking this is more like, I still think it's probably decent. I'm guessing 72 on critics and maybe 75 for audience.
72 and 75 for you, 80 and 91 for me. Alrighty. Let's see what
I should win a prize. 72% for critics.
Wow.
I was
so
right
exact.
on. And audience, 71%.
Okay, so you're right on both accounts. Although you got an exact on one of them, yeah. You got a prize.
Where's my cookie?
Have another jingle. A terrible jingle. There we go. You deserve that.
I deserve more than that. I don't know what that was.
Nope. Nope. Okay, yeah. Maybe I should learn that over the course of these. And you can see as I grow in my power of the ocarina, even though I'm probably not, maybe or maybe not be switching to different instruments, because I've got an ocarina, I've got a recorder. It's in this little green package. I've had since 3rd grade. I have a kazoo.
Don't you have a trumpet?
I do have a trumpet actually. Nope. Okay, so I remember how to play that. I have a beautiful little harmonica.
Oh, cool.
It is pretty cool. Like harmonica. I have another one which I have two harmonicas. One of them came from my grandma. The other one was, I think, a Christmas present. And yes, I also have a trumpet and a guitar, an electric guitar, which I don't know how to play. I know how to play the trumpet. A trumpet is actually the one that I know how to play.
But you were in the marching band, so I figured you know how to play it.
Yes, I know how to play the trumpet because I was in the marching band. But yeah, I said it again. I didn't maybe I should try counting that on top of like the whole things with Cinematra scores and our personal movie scores. Like, how many times has Xavier said during the course of 2022? 2023, I think we should start doing some other interesting stuff. But yes.
I see.
I see.
All right. Well, have
I don't
you
know if
come
you
up
can hear
with a
that or not.
cinemantra? Have you come up with a cinemantra yet?
Okay. I don't know yet. Hang on. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Cinemantra time.
Ow, mother.
There we go. Sorry. Oh crap! Did you hear that?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Okay. I didn't feel any pain from that, so I feel sorry for anybody wearing headphones who's listening to this. The 2.5 people who aren't us. Okay, Cinemantra. Let's see. So you lost a heart. Your heart broke, I guess. And in order to repair it with your scientific skills, still sputtering, I can count that. You decide to create a new element, an element in atoms, made of atoms and stuff like that. A new element for the periodic table. To cure your broken heart and make you, let's say, a Chad, like a Giga Chad, or like a hot person. What is this mysteriously Giga Chadly particle, this element? How do you name this? And if you want, describe the element
So
and what it does.
this element makes you hot?
Specifically, it turns you into a Giga Chad. Do you know?
I don't
You
know
know
what
what a
the
Giga
I
Chad is?
have no idea what a giga chat is.
It's a meme. So, okay. So, do you know what the term Chad means, right? I only vaguely know what it means. I know it means the a hot person that girls want all the time, and if we want to start talking to technicalities, gay guys too, because they exist. We can't ignore that, except for the raving and rioters of the new Lightyear movie. They certainly don't like the gay people, but we don't care about that. However, we care about this. I want you to name and describe the element that turns you into a hot Giga Chad. Or anybody, in fact. Also, what if you do anything else with it aside from turning you into a Giga Chad?
I'm gonna call it the Douchinator 3000. And it makes you really, really hot, but there's a side effect where it makes your penis really, really small.
I'm getting bedazzled flashbacks.
Right.
So the Doucheinator 3000,
That's
it's now
right.
a thing, and the name of an element. Scientists are currently calling you an idiot, but you are currently making millions because you created an element. So now you're rich. Now you're a Giga Chad. Everybody's a Giga Chad. My sister is a Giga Chad, and
Pardon?
so is everybody. Everybody's a Giga Chad now,
Oh my
and
gosh.
you are making millions, billions, trillions.
Going weird.
Congratulations, discoverer and creator of the Doucheinator 3000 particle.
Hooray.
You
I'm
get
gonna
you
I'm gonna
get
go
10.
I'm gonna go a similar route to what you just did, except for what I'm gonna do is you have the thingy in your heart, and it's poisoning you and killing you. This is kind of a sad one, but if you're dying,
Uh-oh.
know you're dying. What is it you do? What do you do? Like, as in, not so much like, sure, let's just assume you're trying to do everything you can just to live, but okay, you know that it's poisoning you, and you know you have 1 day left to live.
What would I do if I had 24 hours to live?
If you
In what
live
way?
like you're dying, yes.
Live like I'm dying? Well, I certainly wouldn't party and urinate in the Iron Man suit I made.
Okay, sure.
I do have a mask that is nowhere near the quality of iron that would protect me from things. Um,
Okay,
but
yeah, I'm just talking about you in general. You don't have uh you're not Iron Man, so you're not a superhero. What do you do as Xavier? Let's say you have a lot of money at least, so you can do whatever you want.
I'd friggin' go to the moon. I'd see if I can like use all of that. Like you say, I have enough money to essentially be able to do essentially anything. I'd use that money to, I don't know, convince NASA to prepare a ship quickly, maybe, so that I can fly to the moon. Even if I don't survive the trip, I'm in space. I die in space. That sounds like a good thing to do.
I think
Maybe I record.
that's an interesting answer. I did not expect that answer from you. I like it. I'm giving it a 9. I like that answer. I didn't know that you were that interested in space that you would literally choose your last moments to go to the moon. I'll be damned. Good job. I'm trying to think if I have one, and I don't know if I can come up with anything better than go into space. Oh, geez, what would I do? Space is good. I'm not sure. I well, I have a fear of heights, so I think there's certain things I wouldn't do because I wouldn't want to be terrified in my last moments. Like I'm not going skydiving, Rocky Mountain climbing, or whatever else is in that song "Live Like You're Dying."
That's it's actually appropriate since we're about to go into Halloween territory of our podcasting,
Oh yeah, I suppose we should mention
which is,
this. So
I
we
mean,
are.
do
Hi-
answer your own question, man.
Oh, I'm kind of with you on space. If I had unlimited resources to do whatever I wanted, and I could go to space, then I think I'm with you. Going to space,
Right.
dude. Anyways, so we are not going to be asking a certain lady to give us a number this week. We are hijacking the show on the weeks that we have a random pick, and we are doing all Halloween movies.
Yes.
Now,
starting with Hocus Pocus, apparently, with next week.
Two of them are already taken care of. We are doing Hocus Pocus next week. We're doing Hocus Pocus 2 in 2 weeks. Because the new Hocus Pocus 2 comes out, and we really want to watch and review it.
We're still doing the whole.
Yeah, we'll do Disney after
Disney Plus.
Yeah, we're doing Disney after Hocus Pocus.
And then Star Wars after Hocus Pocus 2.
And then I think we'll watch one more. And on that last one, I really want to do a horror movie. I want to do something like Hocus Pocus is more a family friendly, a family friendly affair. I want to go full on horror and have my son watch a full on horror movie for our last one.
We should figure it out now, maybe. So that we kind of have like a schedule on for October and end of September. So we know we're doing Hocus Pocus, Okay, so we're doing Hocus Pocus, Fantasia, Hocus Pocus 2, Revenge of the Sith.
That's right. We have
and then
Fantasia next, don't we?
Yep. What about? I know. I've always. So I haven't watched a whole lot of horror movies, as you probably know. The viewers don't. That's just why I'm saying it. I do remember watching. I don't remember what it was called. I know it was when we also watched The Invisible Man, like the new one. Like, are you planning on watching a newer movie, a sort of newer movie, or an older newer movie?
I don't know, because
an older newer movie.
I have a lot of horror movie options at my house. If we don't find something streaming.
Well, Scary Movie. I remember watching Scary Movie.
No. That's comedy. That's not horror. That is completely out of the realm of what I want.
I wouldn't have known that. The last time I actually watched Scary Movie was when I was 4 years old, which is probably not a good idea.
You should not have been watching Scary Movie. That is a very raunchy film. Yeah, it's a full-on comedy raunchy film.
Yeah, that was a movie that, I mean, that was kind of out of my control, because I, as a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old or whatever, didn't know that I was not supposed to do that. I was like with a babysitter, so I was not with you or anybody else or mom or stepdad when I watched that. So no.
Well, Scary Movie is not exactly a family friendly. No,
Scream.
Scream might be an option. I love Scream. I used to have all of them. I don't think I have them all anymore. But I think they're all on Paramount Plus or something. Scream is a great movie. Maybe Scream. We will debate on that. But there's Nightmare Before Christmas, or Nightmare Before Christmas. There's Nightmare on Elm Street, which is great. We got Chucky, which is one of my favorite franchises. We got Scream. I own every single Friday the 13th. I own a lot of the Halloweens. I own some of the Halloween movies.
Oh yeah, there's also, what's it called? The I'm sorry. The movie with it was the movie with, like, here's Johnny and
The Shining.
The Shining, yeah.
That's more of a thriller. I want to go with more horror. I want to do a traditional horror film.
Then let's do Chucky then.
I'm down for Chucky.
All right.
Chucky's one of my favorites.
Yeah, All right, so there's our Halloween podcast schedule.
Yeah, tell Raina I'm finally gonna force her to watch Chucky. Yay!
Yeah. So yeah, next week we'll do Hocus Pocus. Next week after that, we're we're doing we're doing Fantasia, which is not a Halloween movie, but it works. Then we're doing Hocus Pocus 2, and then Revenge of the Sith, and then Chucky, and then Thor. Well, Thor might actually be a movie that we watch in okay, so next week, the 26th, Hocus Pocus. 3rd of October, it's Fantasia. 10th of October, Hocus Pocus 2. 17th of October, Star Wars Attack of the Revenge of the Sith. The 24th is Chucky, and the 31st we watch Thor. There we go. And then we move into November, where we move back into the whole normal random watch thing.
Well, ish.
For a couple weeks until we get to Christmas.
Actually, if I can get away with it, we might watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's a Thanksgiving movie. Anyways, so where can the listeners find you?
Before we do that though, what about the rankings?
Oh, sure. Let us rank.
Where would you rank Iron Man 2, as well as Hulk and the first Iron Man? I don't think we did that for the first Iron Man. Okay, yeah.
All right. So my rankings. I think it's pretty simple. It's going to be Iron Man 1 in first, then Iron Man 2, and then the Hulk.
So you liked Hulk the least?
Correct.
Let's see.
I feel like that was pretty clear. I have Iron Man 1 as the best one so far.
I'm a little conflicted, but I'd say, yeah, Iron Man first, Hulk in second, Iron Man 2 in third.
Now, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Last time you had Hulk above Iron Man. Your opinion has changed?
Did I?
Yeah, you had Hulk. You had Hulk. You liked Hulk better than Iron Man 1, according to your first assessment of rankings.
Well, then I guess my opinions have changed.
Let's see. Wow. All right. Well, now I guess all we need to do is plug our pluggables.
Still sounds weird. Also, here's a little weird ocarina effect. You put your finger in this hole, then.
And I sound weird by saying plug your pluggables, huh?
This is vengeance.
Vengeance?
Yeah, no sound comes out because this is where this hole right here. Where's the camera? There we go. This hole right here next to the trigger, is you can't see it because the light, by bad lighting. But yeah, that's how it works. All right, pluggables. No, I like this thing. It's really cool. I'm Cryo Keen Artist on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Why
Usually
you pick such a hard name to say? I'm just
I thought it was a funny play on words for cryo because I usually write myself down as snow on the internet because of privacy reasons. So cryokinesis. cryokinesis, so cryokine artist, because it's an artist channel.
Okay.
So
It's
why
a.
not?
I guess that is decently clever. I just had no idea what it was about. All right. Well, so mine are Dragon Blazer Productions on the Facebook, the Instagram, the YouTubes, and also the TikToks. And you can also find me on Dragon Blazer Pro on Twitters. These are places you can find me.
Yes.
All right. Well, then I guess there's only one last thing to say. Alfeda's. Ow, mother!
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't. I don't know how. Okay, I'm really now I'm really interested in hearing how this will play out during the actual
Bad.
podcast.
It will turn out bad. Very, very bad.
I'm sorry. Okay.
There's pain in my ear now.
Okay. Note to self: don't do that. Okay.
Don't kill your father during a podcast.
That wasn't what I said.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying, but my note to myself is don't screech like that and just mellowly. There we go.
Well,
Nice and mellow.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Osvidania. 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 I'm looking at Google Translate. Osvidania. If that's how it's pronounced, I hope it is. Osvidania.
I see. And what does that mean?
It's Russian for bye.
Got some Google Translate for different buys. Okay. I'm cool with that.
What else? What other choice do I have, man?
No, I like it. I like it. I'll stick with my Auf Wiedersehen.
All right. As Zavanya. I think it's Russian.
Okay. All right. Bye,
I
everybody.
tried.
Hey everyone, I'm Steven from many different podcasts like Drunk Like Me, Pro Wrestling Apologist, The Rage and Blaze Show, and of course, That Got Dark. So, please like and subscribe